Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Napoleon, and today we're back with another Enlisted episode, and this time we're going to be talking about the Enlisted News Weekly. And this time we have very interesting stuff, but at the same time very little for today. But of course this video has been made possible for the friends at Discord, meaning if you haven't liked, subscribe, or joined Discord, highly suggest that you do. But that said, of course, if you can't tell by now, I'm a little bit sick, and like I said as a joke, whenever I'm sick, and apparently something new happens. But without further ado, let's get started. First thing we have is the US Independence Day, and that is pretty much you get 50 kills with a submachine gun, you get a gold order weapons order. Using your rally 15 times, you get a 10x experience change orders. And for 35 enemies killed by an aircraft, which is considering for a P-47, that's pretty interesting. You get a US pop-up, which is pretty interesting in terms of decals, so yeah, that's that. But that said, that's pretty interesting. Nothing much for US Independence Day, and nothing more interesting. That said, let's move on to making Enlisted better number 38. And the first thing they fixed was Phantom Flamethrowers, in which behind the headline you can fix unpleasant stages of weapons, or in other words or terms should I say, basically what it does doing is that you cannot flame people behind the walls. Congratulations. After that we have randomizing daily tasks, and that's just gonna randomize daily tasks for better or for worse. And shooting through wrecks has been made more possible. Quote, the wrecks of destroyed tanks were more easily passed through by anti-tank projectiles without collision. This won't happen again, so that's interesting. But that said, they also did a bunch of other changes, but most importantly for this week, we are answering your questions, or should I say Enlisted is. And once again, we have Major McDonald's coming out with a video describing about Enlisted. Now, the first question the developers have is, do the developers ever plan to head into Modern Warfare? And the answer is no. And it basically says, quote, we haven't even mentioned the other interesting campaigns you can expect, and the fact that it's a very time-consuming and difficult process to get essentially new progression changes and release, and more exciting late stages of World War II, which I am eventually going to do an entire video about this, because this is almost a little bit ridiculous, but at the same time it's not. With the full release on over the horizon, as well as the new tech tree merge, how long will the long-awaited weapons, modifications, and veteran soldiers? Essentially, most of these questions, their answer to is exactly the fact that, hey, either no or straight outright, hey guys, we're just trying to work on the progression and new progression and just lay off your questions, essentially. And so, yeah, but one interesting one that had most people like up in arms, well, for some people, is the fact that would you be getting paratroopers for free-to-play players? And the answer is no. Basically, what Enlisted has come out and said is, hey, what we're gonna do is now we're just gonna give you more event squads or premium squads, and to me, that's more like, what the heck are you guys doing? You promised back in the Airborne Major update that you were essentially gonna release paratroopers for free, and now you're not, and it hasn't been like a full update, and it's just essentially update go, and you can't even make up your mind. So it's more on the lines of, guys, we need to make sure we know what we're doing, and in my idea the situation is pretty bad for the free-to-play players. But that is all for your FAQ. In my personal opinion, what Enlisted is doing right now, and rightfully so, what should they be doing right now, is the fact that they should essentially be giving us a good progression, because as of right now, everything is up for grabs, because all these questions that you guys been asking them is great and all, but the only issue is that only exists. The game could only exist with a new good progression, and I think Enlisted is working on that, so that's the good thing. And I'm surprised no one has in this entire question section has asked, what's the next campaign? Or should I make sure to say that Enlisted has not responded to them? Not trying to say that they haven't. But that's it, that is all it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Discord. I have following videos about quote-unquote new quote-unquote campaigns, Cold War stuff, and essentially more stuff about Stalingrad and free-to-play players. But that's it, that's all it for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Discord, and I'll see you in the next one.